I'm also trying to think of where I can split this so I can make a good clip. Boys, why is there an injury crisis in the Premier League right now?
It's all about the clips.
Sorry, all about the clips.
I've just ruined your introduction to the clip.
You have, yeah. Now we're just rambling again. Boys, why is there an injury crisis in the Premier League right now? So I've got I looked. So yeah, lots of players are getting injured. Thank you for that stat. So there are currently 4 teams with over 10 players in. It's descended into madness. Who decided to do this on a Friday night?
Me and
absolute chaos.
Colluded to try and make this a terrible clip. We just decided.
This is the funniest one though.
You have, yeah.
Clip up.
You've just broed together out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You've got your Unagi out and just fucking. Years.
Yeah.
You're finally there.
Yeah, I did.
Right, so I've got some stats to go through.
Right. I've got some stats too.
Oh,
did you? So there's 4 teams with over 10 players injured at the moment. So you got Newcastle, Spurs, Man United, all with 10 players injured, and Chelsea with 12.
I've got different things.
They've got 13 injured or suspended.
That's right.
Is it not? I've taken out the suspended players.
I went through all my injuries first, and I've got.
Yeah, and then there's only 5 teams with less than 5 injuries in their squad, which is 4 or less.
Yeah.
West Ham, Aston Villa, Fulham, Man City, and Nottingham Forest are 5. They're the only 5 teams in the Premier League with 4 or less injuries.
Did you see how many injuries there are in the Premier League at the minute?
No, I didn't actually look at that. How many are there?
So,
it must be a lot because there was a lot of teams between 5 and 10.
Yeah,
how many?
131. 131. So that's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I chose 10 as the bar because if I chose 8, I think there would be there would have been about 10 teams. With 8 or more injuries.
I don't know what to compare it to. I can't tell you at this point last season.
It's crazy, right? Like
last season had the World Cup.
But I've not.
So I thought last season might have been worse, actually.
But it wasn't. I can't remember a time when you've gone into so many fixtures with just people like teams going filled in. Like Newcastle have fielded the same outfield squad for the past 7 games in a row.
Yeah, I think everyone's got players.
What was it?
It's not even like the younger ones, or the ones that don't play.
Like I know City have got less than 5 injuries, but you've got your key playmaker out, right? Like De Bruyne
Haaland, Doku, Grealish,
been there since the beginning of the year,
and John Stones is out.
Yeah, it does depend on which
wild
caliber of players out.
Yeah. I mean,
Maddison,
Chelsea, I don't think it matters because we miss Maddison so much. So I guess the main point is what do you reckon is behind this injury crisis? Like, it seems weird because obviously, as you say, we had the World Cup last year. Do you think it's maybe a hangover from the World Cup where players played too many games last year? Well, no, if you think you play too many games, and normally you get a long summer break, right?
It was still quite a long summer break.
It was cut short.
Barely. The season probably finished about a week later because they crammed the games in. I think that's too. I think the World Cup's too far away to play on that.
So you go from a period of constantly utilizing your muscles in a way that is as athletically demanding as what the Premier League is, to then having an extended break over summer and then going straight back into it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you were utilizing it, like as a player, you were being used a lot more last season than ever, really.
Yes. So I would have expected more injuries last season. I still don't think it would have affected this season as much because they still had that break, but they might just be coincidence. I don't know. I don't know if there's more to it.
Now, there's another factor. There's a lot of... What was the eyebrows for, Sam?
It was Ash going, it might be a coincidence. It might be something else. Like, he thinks there's some kind of greater being at call. Like, you know,
there's someone with voodoo dolls somewhere in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Fucking Van de Ven.
Putting pinpricks and just, yeah.
That's why Madison and Van de Ven went down by themselves.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Snipers.
Serious.
Yeah, Madison's was so weird as well. Like, Van de Ven obviously was accelerating and his hammy.
Madison's like the darts off. Madison like the darts off. That's what it is.
Yeah,
darts is coming up. I've got
like fucking. What was the one? Neymar always got injured around his sister's birthday or something.
Yeah,
always. And he's without fail.
Yeah, and he's out for a while now, isn't he? He's played about 4 games for his new Saudi club, and then he's out for forever. I don't know. Sorry, mate. I just don't think. I don't know if there's actually more to it or not. Really,
it's interesting though, right? Because
it's not a busier schedule, is it, than last year or the year before? So.
No, it's less busy than last year.
Yeah.
But
I thought you had some else, Liam. I thought you had another reason, Liam.
Yeah, so I was going to say that I feel like VAR interventions could possibly be playing a role here as well.
How?
So let's use Van de Ven as an example. In that game, Chelsea had, or in that game, there was just a couple of VAR interventions that took quite a long time. Yeah. So you go from a period of being warmed up, your muscles are active constantly, and then you stop for five minutes a couple of times, which gives your muscles time to cool down, contract, and then when you try to push it as hard as you can, they're not at the correct point where you can be doing that, so it causes injury. Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking further to that, Liam.
I'm not a scientist, so I can't explain it properly, but
I was thinking as well. Actually,
you get the point.
Those delays actually think how long they're playing for each game now as well. Like the amount of games that the halves are really extended, aren't they? There's like 8 minutes added on each time.
So I bet half-time breaks are going to be shorter, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
probably 15 minutes. Like you used 15 minutes religiously.
Like the stop-start nature of it as well must be having some impact.
Yeah,
like with in terms of VAR intervention.
But VAR was in the league.
Do you know what I mean?
But
pardon?
Well, like she said, VAR was in the Premier League last season, but they only brought in all this mad added time after the World Cup, didn't they? So maybe you are right.
The thing. Yeah, that is the thing that's different. Yeah.
That is this season. Yeah. That is the only thing that's different this season.
The World
to
Cup,
be fair,
I remember the World Cup was like there was like 14 minutes in our game against Iran, and there was like games there was some mad.
It was the World Cup when it started.
Yeah, so maybe that. I mean, that would be a weird coincidence if we've incorporated it, and suddenly we've got more players that are tying up on the pitch. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's fair.
All I know, it has decimated a lot of squads this season. And do you think maybe there's then a point of? Do you think there's a point that maybe squads need to be stronger in? Obviously, they always need to be stronger in depth. But
I wonder if you look through the injuries and you actually go through and see, if you've got a player out with a broken leg or don't know they've done in their ACL, that's not going to be down to what we're saying about. But if you've got a lot of ones that are like I'm out for a week with a thigh strain or I've got that would probably link in quite well to. I
think it is a lot of them, and the muscles are fucked, and a lot of them seem to be going.
A lot of them from
injuries.
When I was looking earlier, it is a lot of muscle injuries. I don't think there's probably from what I was looking at when I was looking at the injuries. I don't think there's many serious injuries that aren't linked to muscle or no more than normal, like what you say, like broken legs, broken ankles, like the metatarsal that happened in 2010 or whatever, where everyone broke their metatarsal.
I'd be interested to see how it compares to the Championship, for example. So, because obviously they've not got that VAR delay and everything. If they still have,
and they're built different in the Championship, aren't they?
Yeah, and obviously play more games, sort of, because they got more league games. But there are, for what I can see, there aren't as many injuries in the Championship from when I watched Norwich playing against teams. But I don't know the squads that well.
Here we go. I don't know how I find all of the. Right, just a quick scan. Doesn't appear to be any teams with more than 7.
Yeah, I can see that. Ipswich have got none.
Just by scanning, and a lot of teams have.
Ipswich players are robots. That's why they're top of the league.
Plymouth haven't got any injuries. Yeah, there's some without any injuries at all.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Liam, this theory's got
so maybe yeah. So there's something going on differently in the Premier League to other leagues that is causing major injuries for a lot of players. Because it's like Newcastle. They haven't just had little injuries. Like they've been with the same squad for the past month and a half, right?
There's a reason Lewis Miley's in the team all the time.
He's not a bad player,
They ain't got any injuries.
like for a teenager.
But is he better than the billions they've got to spend?
No. And I mean, obviously Tonali screwed himself over, but yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting one.
Okay, I never thought about that. I've taken some. You learn something new every day. I've taken something away from this lesson.
There you go. Every day's a school day, Sam. Every day's a school day.